Hello, welcome. I am Sha-Yah Allah. I am the founder of Team Talented Entrepreneurs Ambitiously Motivated. I just wanted to have this. This video, I wanted to talk about this is my favorite play. I want to talk about motivation to make the money. Play number 4. Team play number 4 of the Team Financial Stability Workshop. Team play number 4, motivation to make the money. But okay, so for motivation to make the money, this is what I like to advise everyone. Don't just save. Invest. I'm not telling you not to save. Please don't get me mixed up. Please don't get me wrong. It's always important to pay yourself first. When that money grows and it grows to a nice, decent amount, don't just save. Invest, because that's how your money will grow at a faster rate. And maybe if you're the type of person that don't like to do too much work, or like to relax and chill and do whatever you want, well, when you take that money that you worked so hard for and invest it, well, if you invest it in the same place, you can get paid off of the dividends and have that as a source of income. You can just live off of the interest, and your money can be working for you. There are many places to invest. You don't, like I said, you don't want to just save. You want to invest. You want to save and invest and make that money work for you. All right. So how do we invest? Well, we have multiple. There are multiple ways to invest. You invest through insured investments. Insured investments would be something like a money market account, which is what I was telling you about in play number 2, entrepreneur over your savings, where I said put your money in a money market account, because that builds interest. That's one way to invest. Those are insured investments. That's an insured investment. Insured investments is pretty much investments where you're taking little to no risk at all. It's like no risk to invest in these things. But the downside about insured investments is that you get very little interest on it. All right. So once you get a good bit of money and you're an experienced investor, I don't think it is wise to only invest in insured investment. Once you get the gist of investing and you kind of understand what you need to do and stuff like that, don't take it to another level. Don't just invest in insured investments, because you're getting very little on your money when those banks and those credit unions and stuff are actually taking that money that you're saving and investing anyway to make more money. You know what I mean? And the same way they're making more money is the same way you can probably make more money, most likely. So back to the insured investments. Insured investments, you have money market accounts. It's pretty much like a savings, but with typically a higher interest rate, or interest rate of return on your money, meaning they give you back money. Then you have a certificate of deposit account, which is CD accounts. Those are pretty much also like a savings, but they do it during they give you a term, whether it's 6 months or a year or 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's a CD account that allows you to grow interest on your money for a certain amount of time. And the thing about those is that you do not they typically don't allow you to withdraw that money that you're saving unless without a fee. They'll charge you a fee to take your money out of a CD before that maturity date, which is the time that before that term or the life term of that CD account is over. That certificate of deposit is over. So like I said, sometimes they give you a 6 months, year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. They give you numbers, time frame like that. So you couldn't touch that money for that amount of time, unless of course it's an emergency. If it's an emergency, you're just gonna have to touch it. But they will tax you on it. They will. It's like a fee for taking that money for a certain amount of time. Now let's move to the next one. We're taking that money out before the time is out. Now let's move to the next one. The next one is individual retirement account, the IRAs. IRAs is just like a CD. It's exactly like a CD. The only thing there is a difference with it. The difference is that one is for retirement. So the difference is that they have tax breaks on the IRA. So that's why it's when you're the reason why many people will probably move toward the IRA account, the individual retirement account, rather than the CD, is because there's so many different tax benefits for the IRA, for the individual retirement account. And then after a certain time, I believe when you turn like 65 or something like that, if you still don't touch, if you after 65, you don't touch the money until after 65, then they won't you actually a tax break, and this, I believe it's like, I'm not sure. You can't really quote me, and I don't want to say anything where you can't quote me. So, but you get tax benefits from the individual retirement accounts. So those are the three different types of insured investment. You have money market account, certificate of deposit, and then you have individual retirement account. Now the next things are other types of investments are you have stocks. You have what stocks are is you profit from companies that you partly own. You have bonds. Bonds is when you're lending money to companies. Then you have mutual funds. Mutual funds is when you're pooling your money with other investors to pooling your money with other investors, and that money that you pool together with other investors is being managed by a professional company, and they invest in stocks and bonds for you. Okay. Those are some great investments. Those like they give you a nice return on your money. I think, in my opinion, anything that's making more than 3% or 4% for me now, anything making more than 4% return on my money is something that I would consider. I would consider it. Not saying I would necessarily invest in it, but I would consider it because on average, the cost of living go up at an average rate of 3%, which is why I would never just sit my money in insured investment. I'll have to invest in it invest my money some other way, like stocks and bonds, because a lot of those stocks and bonds, stocks on average since I believe 1930 something, 33 or something like that, has been performing really well. Have been performing on average of 12%, have been averaging 12% a year. So if you've invested your money and let it sit there for the long term, you're gonna make like 12% on whatever you invest in. All right, and that's good on average. That's every yearly. You're gonna make about 12% yearly. So like I said, stocks is profit that you get from when you profit off of a company you partly own, because you will buy shares in that company. And when you buy a stock in that company or shares in that company, you now are a part owner of that company. Now, this does not mean that you just go inside. Like, say if you own shares of Apple, you'll just go inside and you can just grab a laptop and say, hey, I own this. Or grab a MacBook and say, hey, I own this. No, this is how it works. It works more so like, okay, now whatever decision they make as far as like people who are running the company, they are now going to include you. They're going to ask for your opinion or allow you to vote or and stuff like that. So investors have a say so in certain things that go on in the company now that you own a part of that company. Now with bonds is you're lending money. You're lending money to these companies, and the companies in return are paying you interest. It's pretty much like a loan company. Instead of the company being a loan company, you are now the loan company, where you're giving you're giving the company money and they're paying you interest. They're gonna give you your money back and plus interest. All right. And like I said, mutual funds is when you pool your money and doing bonds, stocks, and bonds. All right. Now another way to invest your money, which I think a lot of people don't know or may be sleeping on, is tax sales. Tax sales, yes. Pay people's taxes to gain you'll pay people's taxes and gain interest, or else. So you pay people's taxes and gain interest, or else. Now, what is that or else? Let's say hypothetically you're paying someone's taxes on the on a home. Now, let me tell you how it works real quick before I get into that. Is every month in different counties or different places in the United States, different counties. Actually, your county, whatever county you're in, you'll probably do it. Pretty sure they do it every month. But I'm in DeKalb County. They do it the first Tuesday of every month. And what they do is people who don't pay their taxes for the year, or who just don't pay their taxes, they'll auction off their property. Because it's like, if you don't pay your taxes, we need this money so that we can pay the people or pay the people in our city, in our town, in our county. Like we have to pay the public school system, we have to pay the police officers, we need that. We need that money. So what they do is they auction off your property, since you don't want to pay your bills, since they don't want to pay their taxes, to people like you and me for just the taxes. So the property, you can buy a property for literally like $1,000, $1,500, $5,000, $2,000, $3,000. You can buy a property for little to nothing, literally cents on the dollar. So tax sales. So the first Tuesday in DeKalb County, in Georgia, they'll auction off properties who people have been delinquent, or companies have been delinquent in their taxes. All right. So once you auction off, once you let's say you're the highest bidder on that property, and you bought a property for, let's say, $5,000. Okay, now you have the right to foreclose on that property after a year, though. After a year, they give you about a full year's time to for the people who are living there, or the company that is occupying that space, or supposed to be occupying that space, or own it, or the owner, to pay their taxes before the year is up. But they'll pay their taxes. Now, this is the good thing. There's a plus. There are two plus. This is like a win-win situation. If they pay their taxes, if the people pay their taxes, if the company or the people pay their taxes, guess what? That's your money, and you get interest on it. I'm not sure what the interest is. It usually varies depending on where you live at. But you get interest on it. Now, if they don't pay their taxes, you have every right to go foreclose on their home after that year is up. And you have every right to foreclose on their home, and that property is now yours. Let's say you bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now you bought you got a property for, you got a property for, what did I say, $3,000 or $5,000? I'm not sure which one I said, but for less than what it's actually worth. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, like, depending on where you are, especially if it's like 1,500 square foot, that's average. So that's probably about like $150,000 is the value of that property. Let's say hypothetically in DeKalb County. So now you got a property for $150,000. You got $150,000 that you got for $5,000 at the most. So what you do is you foreclose on that property. You get the lawyers, whatever you need to do, and maybe you can get it fixed up, or you can just do a quick sell and sell it to somebody. Sell it to somebody who wants to invest that type of money to get a bigger profit. You see what I'm saying? So you got that property for little to nothing. All right. Now, the last but not least thing I wanted to let you know about, as far as how to invest, is invest in yourself. Invest in your talent, your passion, whatever you know how to do. Like, okay, people don't have to tell you to look up information on things that you like to do, on things that you love to do. So it's good to invest in yourself, because when you find things that you like to do, you like to do, people don't have to tell you to look up information or learn how to do that, because it's something of interest. So you're going to learn how to do it on your own. So with that being said, invest in yourself. by finding different ways you can make money off of whatever your talent or your passion is. Learn different ways to make money off of whatever your talent or passion is. That's how you invest in yourself. You learn different ways to make money off of whatever your talent and passion is, and then you take that money that you have, your investment funds, and invest it into your craft, whatever you like to do, whatever you love doing. And that's pretty much what team is about. Talented entrepreneurs and ambitiously motivated. We like to explore different talents and passion and just find different ways to profit off of it. That's what team is. So thank you very much for listening. Motivation to make your money. Oh, and I forgot to include. You want to increase your wealth. You want to increase your net worth. Now, what is your net worth? Your net worth is your asset versus your liabilities. The difference between your assets, like your assets minus your liabilities. Now, what is an asset? An asset is anything that makes you money. It's something that makes money. All right? Just keep it simple. Asset is something that makes money. A liability is something that takes money. For example, a house can be an asset because when you rent it out for income, now you are making money. Or if you buy a house and hold it and it increases in value over time, that is an asset because now you can sell it for more than what you bought it for. All right. Now a liability can be something like a car because a car requires maintenance, and whether you're making money off of it or not, you're still gonna have to maintain that. You still have to maintain that car, which costs money. All right. So a car can be a liability, and even if you're an Uber driver, whatever, like even if you your car can be an asset to an extent as far as like you're making money driving your car around. But once you stop driving your car, does that mean you still don't have does that mean you still do not have the do regular maintenance on it? No, it does not. So therefore, your car is still a liability because it costs money. Okay, it's costing you money, but you can also you can still make an asset by making more money than it's actually costing. And when it does start to cost more money than you're actually making, or if you can't get past the part where it's where you're making more money than it's costing, then guess what? You get rid of that because at that point it's a liability. All right. So you want to make sure your assets are greater than your liability. You want to make sure that you're making more money. Then you want to have more assets, make more money than your liabilities. What takes money? You do not want liabilities. You want assets, liabilities, assets, no liabilities. More assets, less liabilities. More assets, less liabilities. Not saying that you will not have liabilities at home because your home, depending on where you are, your home could be a liability if you're a renter, for example, because that takes money. It takes money. You have to pay your rent. Your phone could be a liability because you have to pay for your phone or whatever. But I know a lot of people make money off their phone, so actually their phone could be an asset. But the thing about it is that your phone does not go up in value like a car. Once you take it off that lot, once you take it out of the store, it automatically decreases in value because it is no longer new. All right. So mainly anything that's technology, those are all liabilities because it's going to depreciate in value, and all your assets appreciate in value. They go up. All right. So like I said, a house is an asset. All right. Stocks and bonds, they can be assets because they are assets because they go up in value. They make you money. All right. Doing tax sales, that could be an asset, but that could be an asset, but because it when you invest in tax sales, it's nothing that really goes up in value, but you do make money off of tax sales. But assets is anything that goes up in value. Liabilities is anything that goes down in value. All right, houses, stocks, bonds, assets go up in value. Even when the stock market go down, if you hold on to it, it's still gonna go up in value. All right, because the stock market is like a cycle. It just goes on, just goes around in a circle. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. But it's always been trending in the up direction. It always been trending in the up direction for since 19 what did I say 1930 something. All right, so but cars and technology, they go down in value as soon as you take it off the lot. As soon as you take it out of the store, it goes down in value. It's not going up. It's going down. It's going down. So with that being said, technology are usually liabilities, houses and stuff that'll be here for a long time. Even a farm, land, stuff like that. That is an asset. Those appreciate in value. All right, I've gone on long enough, longer than 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, get up out of your face. But thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment for any questions or information that you may want to share. Thank you very much for watching this video. Sha-Yah, I'm gone.